Hey guys, so we're back. Um, so we got our green circuits going. Um, why is. Oh, that's why. I never added a recipe back to that one apparently. Alright, so there we go. So we got our green circuits going. And I added, um, coal and stone to the bus just so that we got it. Because in looking at this this beginner setup that we got here, um, it's missing some things that it would be nice to have. So what I went ahead and did is I grabbed the other one, and we're going to end up setting it up anyway. But I eliminated some of the things that were in it that we don't need, so that we're not double making some things and what have you. There may be some things that I missed that we need to take back out. We'll see. But yeah. So we're going to bang that out real quick and set it down. Can't hurt to have, extras of stuff. I mean, not really. So we'll go ahead and get this started. And our research is cooking along. We're not making a whole lot of military science, but we're gonna change that this episode as well, because we're gonna start making our science in bulk at this point. Alright, so there is that. Not sure why that does that. There must be something supposed to be somewhere inserter wise that is not there, but we'll figure it out. Oops. Damn it. I hate when I do that. But yeah, we weren't making any of the refinery stuff, and rather than reinvent the wheel, why not just put this blueprint down that already has it? Now, like I say, I did take out the stuff that we were already making on the other side, because there was no sense, at least in my mind, in making it twice. Now we may find that there's stuff that we took out that we need to make this other stuff, and I see one thing where that's the case already, and that is with armor piercing rounds. We took out the manufacturing of regular rounds, and we kind of need one to make the other. Should be easier with with nanobots, but since we're trying to run this as a clean vanilla with no mods, we will have to live without it. We'll have bots soon enough. Because of the fact that we're doing a lot of this early stuff with blueprints, we're not having to reinvent the wheel. We just have to go through the stages. It'll be faster. And that, in part, is what has allowed me in the past to get as close as I have with making the there is no spoon challenge. Is just basically, I don't know, I guess maybe it is cheaty, but just putting down the blueprints and filling in the blanks. And I've come close, but even with that, I've not accomplished it. Now, that's not really, I guess, me doing it per se, because I'm using the blueprints, but not gonna lie, if I had to do this on my own, I think that's smart. Are we missing a... Huh. Missing one. I don't know how many chests we need, but we're gonna just make everything we can. Oops. We don't need that one, there's nothing there. Looks like everything, with the exception of lights, which we're not making lights, so until we're making lights, we won't worry about it. Alright, so let us hook her up. All of them in the right places, looks like. Oh. Missing a power pole there. Everybody got power now? Everybody's got power? Boom! There we go. Now that'll start cranking out, and we'll see what isn't making what, and we will go from there. Oh, I know what this is, I believe. If we look at this, I think that is supposed to be shotgun shells. I think that's what that's supposed to be. I think that's supposed to be our higher tier shotgun shells. So we're gonna yank that out of there. Well, then again, it doesn't look like it because yeah, it is, because it's trying to place it into it. All right, so there we go. So now we know what that one was meant to be. What we will do though, shotgun shells would be nice to have, is we'll do that. Now this one is missing the regular rounds, so we will put that there. We will make regular rounds with it, and then I don't think, will that reach there to there? We'll see. Yes, it will. Okay, there we go. So now we're making AP rounds. We're not making a lot of them at a time, but we're making them. Get rid of those. All right, so let's see what else we're not making up here. All right, but that's because we didn't put in that, right? And those are all making. That's making, it just hasn't made yet. Making hasn't made yet. We're missing short-handed insert. Oh, another one we missed. And this is missing short-handed. Another one that we missed. Right? Alright, there we go. That's everything. Cool beans. So now, let us look at, and we grabbed one, but we didn't grab the other one. Let us look at doing these two puppies on a large scale. And the question becomes, the other question is, do we want to move this more central to the cause? Let's see something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, the green science, where it's at, is making just as much as the other. So if we leave the green science where it is, we're fine. The only reason would be to move it would be to take the load off of this and stuff, but we've already got I say you know what? I think we're going to move the lab, because we're going to have 2 more sciences on top of this to go in there. We're going to have the one we're fixing to build, which is the blue, but then we're going to have the purple and the yellow. In the interim, what we can do is we can start taking and revamping this and start putting armor piercing onto it instead. Let's do that. Let's change that from making it for our might as well get rid of that. We'll put all this stuff, the walls we'll keep them because we'll use them for stuff, especially once we start doing our railroads. We'll unsnake all of this stuff that we just got done snaking in here. No, that wasn't the right spot. It was there, wasn't it? And then this was here. Those go in there. That goes in there. Because that was handing... That's kind of weird, but it works. Alright. So let's get rid of all of this mess that we just made. And let's get rid of all of that. And we can get rid of this. Right? Alright, so now we can get rid of that because we don't need it to go over there anymore. And we can get rid of this for the same reason and just have that feed there, which is fine. And then rather than wasting an underground, okay. So yeah, we're gonna completely get rid of the lab where it's at. We're gonna move the whole lab, which I realize that's a waste of us having built it in the first place. What is Factorio if not rebuilding and moving stuff around, right? Embrace the suck. I have found if I just click these one at a time, it takes a while. If I walk and click them, it takes a while. This is faster. If I click, or if I hold and run and sweep at the same time. It seems to pick up faster than the other two ways. I don't know if it's a quirk in the programming or what, but and it's even faster if I'm on a belt. So if you got to pick up a lot of stuff and you don't have bots, just a little hint for you. We are just about full. Because we can always use this space for something else. But let us go over here. And we'll come back and grab those science, because all that's in there is science. Excuse me. No, it's not a beer. It's black cherry soda. Not my normal Mountain Dew, but they had it on sale. It's only a 4-pack in it, so I figured I'd get it as a treat for myself. Alright, so let's go ahead and plop this down. And plop this down. We'll get these built. And then we'll figure out what they need. And yes, I know I covered up 2 patches of oil. I don't think 2 patches of oil is going to kill us. recipes may have changed, so we may find that these don't work and we have to modify them. If that's the case, we will live with it and we will adapt and overcome. That background music kind of reminds me of the music from the remake for Battlestar Galactica. Now maybe that's because I was just watching some clips from it, or maybe it's because it actually does. I don't know. Trying to do all the yellows first, and then we'll do all the reds and blues. Alright, because I don't know that I have any blues right now. We're making them, so we'll just have to go grab them. So when I say that I'm not smart enough that I couldn't figure this out on my own, what I mean by that isn't that I couldn't figure it out on my own. I couldn't figure it out on my own on the fly, which I'd have to sit down and think about it and you know, kind of draw it out on paper or draw it out in my mind or whatever. And when you're trying to hit a speed goal, that ain't gonna work. And the thing with it is, I have so much other crap going on in my brain and in my life that that stuff kind of goes by the wayside. My brain is not as quick nor as flexible as it once was. So I'm not as fast on the uptake as I may have used to been. Looks like that has everything except for lights and furnaces. since we don't yet have enough of the other ones, we'll make some of these ones just to throw them in here as placeholders, and we'll throw the other ones in later. Let's go ahead and put the poles to it. Alright, looks like everything's powered. Alright, everything's powered. So, what do we need here? Well, that needs plates, gears, and circuits. And that needs plates. So, I would say that this is plates. Oops. Wrong mouse button. So we would say that needs plates. Right? So this is coming up. That's putting that on the outside. This is going to need copper. This is going to need plates. Oops. Alright, so that's going to probably be steel, because we'll have pipes coming in there and gears coming in there. So that's got to be steel. This has probably got to be one of two things: red circuits or sulfur, or both. Could that be that that's got to be both? Red circuits and sulfur? Because if that's engines, and these are picking off of here. Yep, so that's got to be red circuits and sulfur. So we're not making red circuits yet. So we're going to have to put down red circuits. So we need sulfur. And we need red circuits. Unless that's supposed to be making sulfur. I bet that's supposed to be making sulfur. So then this is probably just red circuits. I bet that is meant to be making sulfur. So sulfur requires water and petroleum gas. So that's probably what that is that's probably sulfur. So we're going to do this. We're going to mark that as sulfur. And then this, grenades require plates and coal. And it looks like that's the only thing on that line. So one is plates, one is coal, alright, so that is making, so the plates will come in here and go down there. So this has got to be copper and steel then. Alright. So that'll be copper and steel. This will be stone and coal. stone, coal, copper, steel. So there are all of those inputs. What is this? Then that means that that is green circuits. Right? Alright, so there is everything that we need. We just got to hook it up. We won't have our sulfur until we get our oil production up, but that's okay. We will live with that. Until we get it going. Stacy's mom has got it going. Oh. I'm in love with Stacy's mom. Long as they're just shooting and not being damaged, I'm not worried about the outside fences. We'll worry about balancing them after we get everything hooked up. So if we had done this properly, and I'm not going to go back and change it now, we'd have spaced this one more over, and we'd have been making red circuits before we made this, so that that would have the red circuits coming in. But that's okay. We'll bring red circuits back to it. We'll live with that. I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over it. Oops. Would help to put it in the right place, huh? Now, you know what? Since it really doesn't matter, just for the sake of where we put our splitters and where we put our undergrounds, I'm going to swap those two. And then I'm going to swap those to make them go in the right damn direction. Right? Is that everything? That is everything with the exception of sulfur and red circuits. No, it's not. Alright, copper and steel. Oh, they're coming up. They're just not hooked up. There we go. That's better. So that should be those. How we doing on time? Good. We can rebuild our lab, and that should be under science right there. So let's bring it over here a little bit and set it up, since we're going to bring those up and those up, and then those and those. And the nice thing about these, because they are the way they're set up, they're already going to be on opposite sides of the belt. So we don't have to worry about, when we get up here, making it go right. So we're going to get rid of this stuff. Not that it's a bad way to do it, we just don't need it. Because we're already doing basically what it is set up to do. Now, if we wanted to sneak 2 more labs in here, we could route that way and put a lab there and one down the other end. I don't really care about 2 extra labs in this setup, because we got plenty of labs to do our stuffuses. And we're almost back to where we started. Right, okay. For those of you who are not watching my space exploration mod playthrough, little update. Last episode, it's actually 2 because I'd split it because it went really long. I didn't realize how long I had been recording. I'm finally making my first object in space. It's one of two space-based manufacturing products that I need for my next level of science. It was a little convoluted to get to it, but we got to it. And at present, I am waiting for a big solar outburst or cosmic wave, I think is what they're calling it, to hit. I'm about 5 hours or so away from being hit by a giant cosmic wave, and supposed to cause damage and this, that, and the other. And there's facilities that you can build to protect yourself from it. I've built those, but first time going through it. I hope it works. We're going to find out soon. There is that one, and that's going to that outside one. So this one. And why are we not making... We're not making... Oh! Well, that would help. I guess it would help if we did that, huh? There we go. Now we're going to be making military science. Now we're back to where we want to be. Okay, now we just got to hook that up. And let's do this, because it's like right in line with it practically. Hell, practically nothing. I couldn't have done that again if I tried. I would not have been able to do that again if I tried. That is awesome. Alright, so let us go back over here, get the rest of our science, and we will get it inserted into our system. Excuse me. Let's get this put in there and get our research going again. And then that tells us that next episode, because it has almost been an hour, we're going to work on two things. We're going to work on integrating the fact that we're already making normal rounds. We want to go ahead and start making armor piercing rounds. So, okay, so green wants to go there, red wants to go there, because we're going to put them onto the belt opposite side of where the chest is. There we go. So now that will go on there, and we can put those on there, and that's all of the black science that we have. Word of caution, don't do what I almost did, and I have done it before. Normally you can control click on something to insert something. Grenades are not a good thing to do that with, because you can make the mistake of actually not inserting them. And the opposite of not inserting them is blowing your shit up. And I have done that before. We don't want to do that. So there we go. Alright, so that is all working. That is all working. Next episode, like I say, we're going to go through here and we're going to integrate this production that we were making armor piercing rounds into supplying our turrets for our walls. and we're going to start pulling the ones that are already on here off the belt, getting them back into the system, and getting these ones. Hell, we'll go ahead and start doing it right now. There we go. So those will start feeding out onto the line, and as the turrets run out of regular ammo, they will start picking that stuff up and using that and filling themselves with that. In the interim, what we will do is we will start pulling the normal stuff off the line, and we will reinsert it into our manufacturing process, and it will start getting used to make the better firearms, to make the better magazines. So we will probably, well, now we're not going to integrate it next episode because we already got it going, but that's what we got going. Next episode we're going to get our oil going because we need it for our red circuits and we need it for our research. So there we go. That's what we're going to do next, is we're going to do oil. Alright guys, talk to you later. Bye.